Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
You hear us? Like, do you see it spiking when we talk?
And welcome to Ben Light Gymnasium here for the Ithaca Bombers women's volleyball game of the afternoon. It is currently 6 p.m. and the Bombers are ready to take off against the William Smith Herons in this Liberty League matchup. I'm Devin Jarvis, joined alongside Alec Brown for today's broadcast. Alec, how are you today?
Well, Devin, I'm doing great. Back and very privileged to do another game with you. Should be another great one. Well, William Smith is on a 4-game winning streak, and they have looked on fire, only losing their 2 sets to, I believe that was, sorry, I can't find it right now, but also Ithaca just coming off their 12-game winning streak, just losing one last week, not even to Stevens. So both teams looking great coming into this one, Devin.
Ithaca had a long streak of winning games that came down to the Stevens match on the 14th, where they lost that one in 5 sets. It was a good match. The final one coming down 15-13. They couldn't get the better of the Stevens Institute of Technology, but they are coming off a win later that day against Denison. So they've got a little momentum here, but it should be a good matchup right now. 10-7 are the Herons, and the Bombers are 16-4. They haven't lost one Liberty League matchup.
Also, even looking at the William Smith Herons coming into this game, 0-4 on the road. They have not won a game when they have traveled somewhere else, so maybe this can be the first one they can get in Ben Light Gymnasium. However, it's starting to rile up here, so it could be anyone's matchup.
And starting off is Candice Johnson. Here in Ella Graper with her kill attempt, gets dug up. The Herons still keeping it up, and Gonzalez Abreu, the star freshman, who's been so good this year, gets her first kill of the day.
She has been on fire in her first year, all year for the Bombers. Looking at the stats already on the year, second in the Liberty League.
We're not on.
In kills per set.
Sorry about that, technical difficulties. 1-1, or 1-2 is your score as the Herons take the lead. Here early in the first set, the Bombers are losing early, but it's still just getting going. Serving for the Herons now is Alina Wamoff. Transfer from Albany. Now Gonzalez Abreu with another attempt. Gets dug out by the libero of Melanaric. And this one from Sabatier just a bit too far.
Yeah, Sabatier really thought she had that one. There was a great setup on the middle by Maddie Cox. Just couldn't get there in time for the line.
So once again, Alania Wamoff with the serve. This one dug out by Costa. Going for it is Koopman. And she just can't find her mark, a little bit outside off the hand. And it'll be 1-4 with the Herons on the lead. Once again, this one getting in, just out, It looked like it might have caught that line, but no. It'll go back to the possession of the Bombers. Alania Wamoff, like we said, that transfer from Albany, had the most service aces on the team for the Herons. She still does, but that one an unlikely mistake from what we usually see from her. This one dug out by Molinaric, hit over by the Herons, and Maddie Cox, the setter, giving it to Jamie Koopman, still up in the air. This one, once again, dug out. It was Maddie Cox trying for it. Couldn't quite keep it in, so the kill gets attributed to the Herons. 2-5 is your score. Back serving is Malia Sayre. Costa digs it out, going for Cox on the set. Gonzalez Abreu with the kill attempt. Block unsuccessful. The Bombers get the ball.
And while the Bombers look to be struggling just a little bit early here on their hitting, once again, Gonzalez Abreu just comes in there and takes over.
So now she gets her serve, goes middle, dug out by Molinaric, tapped over by Marin, and here we go. Koopman again with a softer touch, gets over the net, still trying to keep in the air as Molinaric. That she does. Costa digs it out, still 3-5 your score. Maddie Cox set, Koopman hit. And that block attempt out of bounds, so she gets it to go. Now just within 1 point.
Just looks like Umlauf and McCarthy couldn't get to that one on time. They had the idea of getting there on time, but just a little to the outside there.
Gonzalez Abreu with her touch just a little bit too strong, going outside the back line. And subbing in for her will be Sammy Clem. So 4-6 your score here in the first set on the Ithaca Athletics YouTube channel. Going the other way is Molinaric, dug out by Clem, set by Cox, going for it, Claus. Good hit there, and she gets it on the return. The ball came right back to her after her hit was dug out, and then just easily taps it down.
Yeah, that was a great play there by Naomi Claus, doing a very good job of reading the offense by William Smith.
Here's the Herons. They're going for it. Gonna get called in their favor against the Bombers, 5-7 your score. And looking at this Heron team, not one win on the road the entire season. They have a really solid record at 10-7, but just can't seem to find success when away.
Well, Devin, as I say, there is no place like home, and I'm sure that their crowd back at William Smith College, which is also in upstate New York, however, it is good to have your crowd. We have a wonderful crowd here at Ben Light Gymnasium, so maybe that can help out the Bombers a little bit as they are down 1 point.
Yeah, just about 5 or 6 games left in the regular season as the Bombers win that one. It's 7-7 your score. And starting a streak of 4 Liberty League matchups. They currently are 4-0 in the conference and are sitting pretty comfortably in first place. But they will have a test to try and close out this Liberty League championship and secure the #1 seed. Ball in the air, Klaus going for it. Kill attempts dug out. Now on the other side, Costa leading the team in digs, does it there. The fake set by Cox goes to the other side. Trying to keep it in the air. Here's Sabatier, soft touch, gets away with it. Well done by her, and the Bombers take the lead for the first time tonight.
Sabatier did a great job there of recognizing how aggressive the front line has been for the Herons all day so far, and just got it right over McCarthy's head there.
And speaking of Maddie Cox, she's been in this game previously out with an injury earlier in the season. She's only started, I believe, 6. So back in this role as she was previously replaced by Wesley Slavin. And she did just a phenomenal job as a double hit goes against the Bombers. It's tied back up at 8. But we've seen how good Slavin's been, being top 10 in the nation for assists per set consistently throughout the entire year, but she'll take the back seat. And you know Coach Dolfer loves to use that depth that he has at the setter position throughout all season long. And Graper gets that one to go.
Speaking of that depth here, I was talking about Devin, Ella Graper, one of the biggest weapons that this Bombers offense does possess. Sometimes when they play these games, they don't even use her until the very end, just because of how deep this team is.
Yeah, 4-year varsity player in high school. She's found a solid role on this team starting in most of the recent games, as this one's dug out by Gonzalez Abreu, set by Cox. Sabatier trying to get a clean shot on it, couldn't find much. Another dig by Gonzalez Abreu. Costa with the heads-up play to get it over the net. Now it's Sayre. Been so good this year, one of the best in the nation in kills per set and points per set. Gonzalez Abreu gets it to go. But going back to Sayre, been so good, 25th in the nation for kills per set, 18th in the nation for points per set. Really, really solid in general, and definitely one of the best players on the entire floor here. All Liberty League second team just last year. Expect a first team bid this year. And there's 11-8 your score. The Bombers finding a comfortable rhythm now as they struggled at the start. So it'll be Ellie Benedict for the serve. Leads the team in service aces on the year. Dug out by Molinaric. And this one going against the Herons.
And first timeout call there for William Smith College. Ithaca late or down early in this first set. However, just came back, now up 4 points.
Yeah, pretty solid from them so far. We're going to send it to a quick break, and we'll be back when the play resumes. and welcome back here to Ben Light Gymnasium as the Bombers have the 12-8 lead. And Ellie Benedict ready to serve. This one just a little bit too far out the back. So the Herons get possession once again. Subbing in is Lidze Umlauf. 6'6". Tell me about that, Alec. The tallest person on the floor here. Person, mind you. It doesn't even have to be players. There's nobody taller than 6'6" in this gymnasium.
Well, Devin, I was talking to you about it earlier, about just the physical dominance that Ella Brooke has, and, well, that gets way overshot there, as you just saw it there from Umlauf. Just showing off her physical traits right there. 6'6" and all, getting the easy block there. Didn't look like she jumped.
Yeah, leading the team in blocks right now, as well as blocks per set. She's been really solid for this Heron squad as a middle blocker on those front lines. As Gonzalez Abreu's going to try an attempt here. Dug out by the Herons. Now going for it is Sayre. This one a good block by the likes of Graper and Sabatier. But talk about height on this Heron roster. They've got a lot of taller players. I mean, McCarthy, 5'11". Von Dolan, 5'10". Of course, Sayre, 6 foot. Hunt, 5'11". Umlauf, 6'6". So generally a taller, bigger roster than the Bombers. But, I mean, this team has been together for a little longer as Gonzalez Abreu gets another kill. 14-10 your score here early in the first set.
And that height has not been affecting Gonzalez Abreu. She's showing why she is second in the Liberty League in kills per set and fourth in points as a freshman.
Very dominant as Ella Graper sends that service attempt out the backside of the court, and subbing in will be Julia Costa, who just recently secured her 1,000th career dig. A huge accomplishment for her as she's been the main libero on this Bombers roster. Koopman gonna get one to go there, finding the open gap on the floor. Subbing in is Miller. She'll take over for Graper.
And back to the captain, Julia Costa. She's been showing off why she's so viable to this team. They lacked a lot of defense in the beginning of the season when she wasn't playing.
This one by Marin, just a bit outside. 16-11, the Bombers up by 5 here. Showing why they are the #1 team in the Liberty League. Peyton Miller trying to find the side with this serve. Dug out by Sayre. She'll go for the kill attempt. And the Bombers keep it up. Soft touch by Gonzalez Abreu. And still in the air. Dug out by Costa. Another one for her. Koopman mistimed the jump on the set. And the team falls short because of it. Bombers now just have a 4-point lead, and it'll be Sayre on the service.
We've seen a few times this year that Koopman just has a hard time just starting off in these first and second sets. But when we get down to the later stretch, she shows her incredible killing abilities.
Here's Koopman with the kill. The block attempt by Umlauf, just not successful, goes off the side of her hands and out of bounds.
Well, I guess Koopman silencing the critics right there, me included, and doing very well of making up for Peyton Miller's incredible dig earlier.
Gonzalez Abreu, third most service aces on the team, as she is successful on that one. And another timeout is called. The Bombers up 18-2 here in Ben Light Gymnasium, and we'll send it to another quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Back here at Ben Light, Bombers up 18-12, and Gonzalez Abreu ready to serve to continue their momentum. Have the 6-point lead right now. Struggled a bit earlier in this set, but have found their rhythm since then. Coming off the timeout here, the Herons looking to rebound.
Well, Devin, it's just so hard to stop a dominant offense like the Bombers. They just hit on every single cylinder when it comes to their offense.
And talk about it there, Gonzalez Abreu getting a bit lucky, finding a service ace, make that her third on the team right now. But this one from Marin does not get dug out by Costa, so they'll get the possession back. But going back to Gonzalez Abreu, that'll be her 23rd service ace on the year. She's third on the team in that category. But here is Macy Molinaric. She has 32 on the year, and this attempt dug out by Clem, and that'll be her 33rd.
Yeah, looking at Gonzalez Abreu's stats on the year, just a really do-it-all player. 79 digs as well, the 23 service aces on the year, and 225 kills.
This service ace, or this service attempt by Molinaric, not able to find over the net, so it goes back to Costa, the senior captain who's been outstanding as a defensive specialist to this point in the season. Her from the far side, going a bit farther back than she'd like to, as the Herons accept that one with ease. 20-15 your score, only 5 until Ithaca can secure the first set.
Speaking of height, look at Sydney Fernandez, only standing at 5 foot tall, but still making an incredible mark for this William Smith College team.
Here's Cox with the set. Graper trying to go for it. A great dig by the Herons. Cox trying once again. Claus with it. But she hits the side stick on the net, so not awarded the point, even though her shot ended up out of bounds. The lead has been cut from 7 to now 4. So here's Fernandez again. Cox trying to get it to Klaus here. Dug out by Sayre. Now going to the other way is McCarthy. Clem laying out the fake set by Cox. She gets it to go, and the Bombers are at 21, just 4 away from the first set win.
And sometimes on digs like that, that's when you wish you had that umlauf height. 6'6" and all. I'm sure the wingspan's even longer, so hurts to lose that point right there, especially when the Bombers are only 4 points away from taking the first set.
Very close. As Maddie Cox is ready to serve. Going to hit this one and step up ready for her setter position. A good block by Graper, but falls to the ground, not able to recover, so 21-17 now. Coach Derek Williams in his second season with the Herons this year, 26-13 record in his career. This is only the second year the Herons have had a volleyball program to begin with. So for how good they are in the past 2 years, you got to give some appreciation for how new they are as well. Graper with the kill there, and that'll be her third on the day.
I will say, for only being a second-year program, they look very well coordinated. It looks like a team that has almost been together for over a decade, I would say, Devin.
I mean, 9 of 14 players on this roster are sophomores, just loaded with talent there, most notably Malia Sayre. As Gonzalez Abreu will try on this one and get away with it. Sayre was trying to get the recovery off the block from Hunt. Couldn't get there, almost set a screen on her own teammate, but now just 2 points away the Bombers are.
Well, Devin, as you and I know, screens are mostly only supposed to be set in the game of basketball. So unfortunate move there.
Here we go again. Bombers. A little intimidating there is Ella Graper on the front lines when she jumps. I'm going to disagree with you, though. I think you can set a screen in a couple other sports. I think you can get away with it in, like, unconventionally in probably football and hockey.
Well, football, you do have the halfback screen, so I agree with that. The common Madden play.
Right. Well, I guess it's just a block at that point. Here's Gonzalez Abreu. Gets it to go, and that's the set. Marin Montagna tried to go for it and wasn't able to come down with it. So the Bombers win the first one 25-17 and look good. Any thoughts?
Well, just the unfortunate ability to be able to dig, or lack thereof, for William Smith has really been hurting them. A lot of misses from Marin Montagna and, of course, Jalen McCarthy. So once they get those set up, I think they'll be right back on it because their defense was looking good. Just got to get a few digs up in the air.
Yeah, Bombers hitting percentage 387. Very, very strong from them. While it's the Herons with only 0 for 3. It's going to take a little bit for them to get back into it. But we've got a couple minutes here, and we'll see you in just a bit for the second set of play.
And back again for set number 2. Ithaca Bombers took the first one 25 to 17 over William Smith. Should be another great set coming up shortly here on the IC Athletic Stream. I'm your play-by-play guy for this second set, Alec Brown, along with me, the color commentator, Devin Jarvis. Devin, what should we expect in set number 2?
I'm going to say pretty consistent to what we saw in the first. Gonzalez Abreu, the star performer, with 6 kills. That's almost triple her average per set, or excuse me, double her average per set, and just really solid performance all around. The Bombers with a couple errors, mostly from the service line, but when it comes to what they did on the front lines, both defensively and offensively, they looked extremely strong, and the Herons just really looked weak on that middle to second part of the first set. So I'm expecting them to bring a little bit more fight, and they've got some adversity battled throughout, so don't expect them to just shy away. They'll be in this for good.
Gotta agree with you there, Devin. As we start off the set with Ellie Benedict with the serve. Now over on Ithaca side, they get it over. Koopman blocked there, back over on Bomber side. And the incredible kill there by who other than Gonzalez Abreu. Was incredible in that first set and even better in this one.
Just perfect precision there. She could not have placed it any better. Finds that back left corner and starts the Bombers off hot.
Benedict once again with the serve. And it looks like Montagna could not get that one over. If you've seen a few errors from her already in that first set, hopefully she can find a little bit of her rhythm now in the second one. However, not off to the best start now. Back to McCarthy. Up in the air to the far left side. And no Bombers can get to that one. That'll be an incredible play made there by Mila Sayer, who is one of the best players on this entire Herons roster, all Liberty League second team, for a reason.
Yeah, that'll be her second kill of the night, and pretty solid. She just needs to get a little bit more action here, and don't be surprised if she just takes over a game like that.
Well, I think she'll be getting a lot more action if she could just get the ball more. A lot of the problems that she's been having on the defense side. We see Sayer here again. Can't get it down. Bombers will come to attack. Koopman gets that one down. Now will be a 4-1 game now for the Bombers. Koopman coming back here in this one.
And it was Sayer and Kumlauf trying to go for the block, and Koopman just find the middle in between them, and it went straight to the ground. Good precision by her, and that's what you like to see. 3-1 here, the Bombers up early.
9th in points in the Liberty League. A little bit of a hiccup there from the Bombers. They get it over. Back over to the Herons. Sayer gets that one rejected by Ella Graper. Who else? She does lead this team in blocks.
Just getting
You're seeing
shut
it right there.
Yeah, just getting shut down right now. Sayer with no opportunities to succeed with the defense of the Bombers.
3rd in the Liberty League in block percentage. Now back to Graper. Can't get that one down. Over to the Herons. Rejected there off of Elop. And Sayer gets it down right there. Umlauf couldn't get it done. Had to find someone else, and who other than Sayer. We're seeing her come alive now.
And what a way to
second set.
Yeah, and what a way to improvise. When you see those two defenders right in front of you, just get a little bit softer touch into the side. That's what she does. And gets her Bombers to a second, or gets her Herons to a second point. And now another wham-off service ace.
A little bit of a fluky hit there. Elena Whamoff gets that one to go down. That'll be her first ace of the night. Now serving it back over to the Bombers. Over to Gonzalez. Abreu gets that one swatted. Benedict trying to save it. Can't get to it in time. Now we will have a tie game in the second set, 4 apiece.
You know, that looks a lot like me when I try and go for a distant spike ball that just seems to be a little bit too far away. But, yeah, Julia Costa couldn't get to that one like most when I try.
Well, spike ball is one of the most difficult sports if you are playing on the sand, especially where I spend most of my time doing it. Koopman can't get it down. And that is going to be a torture chamber on that far left side if you have Sayer and Umlauf going for that block. Thankfully, she does come over to the right side now. I'm sorry, that'll be a point for the Bombers. And it'll be Peyton Miller on the serve there. Blocked there by Ella Brooke again. Miller over to Koopman. To Gonzalez Abreu with a tip. Can't get it down. Great save there by the Herons. Over to Montagna. It does not stay in bounds there. Point will go to the Bombers.
And Graper had the early jump earlier in that point, but her length was still able to get a hand on the ball, swat it to the ground, and keep the point alive for the Bombers.
Montagna wanted revenge. However, she will be met with another violation, just hitting the ball a little too far. I think she's just a little too much passion out there, which is what you want from a player, but just putting too much mustard on the ball gave up 3 points already in this set off of her own name. Now we'll see Miller on the serve. Back over on the Herons. Great tip there. Can't get it down. Ella Brooke with the vicious spike there. She got all of that one. Sorry, that'll be Ella Graper. My apologies there. Once again, an incredible spike. And the Bombers will take the early lead here. 8-4 going in for the first timeout for the William Smith Herons. We'll be right back. 8 for the Bombers and 4 for the Herons as we come back into this event. Bombers with the 1-0 set lead, as we'll see Miller start this one off. Peyton Miller, that is. Over to Sayer on the far left side. Great dig there by Miller. Gonzalez Bray will just hit that one over. McCarthy, Sayer once again. Who else? Incredible dig there by the captain. Gonzalez Bray once again gets that one to go. She just needed one more try to get that one down. And the Bombers pick back right where they left off.
And
now up 9-4.
And Gonzalez Abreu gets credited for the point, but look to Maddie Cox for a phenomenal set on that one, going across her body, stretching out, and placing it perfectly for Gonzalez Abreu.
Gonzalez Abreu once again with a hit. Great dig there by McCarthy. Sayer just slipped on that one. A very rare mistake there from Sayer. Someone with her abilities does not make those mistakes very often, so hopefully the Bombers can capitalize off of that. Another serve there by Sayer. Ella Graper trying to get the kill there now, and no one can rush to that. Looks like Molinaric tried to get to that one, as well as Jalen McCarthy. No one was home. And another timeout will be called very quickly there. 11-4 now for the Bombers. We'll be right back. Eleven to 4 now is the score for your Ithaca Bombers here on this IC Athletic stream. And Devin coming out of the break, Ella Graper making her name known once again. Feels like she was a part of every play. What do you got to say about her?
Yeah, one of her best offensive performances in the season so far. 5 kills on the day, and she ended the last one before the timeout with a kill. And you know, she's been known for her blocking ability, being second on the team in blocks as well as blocks per set, but what she's really stepped up in recently is her play offensively. And as we know, she kind of stepped up into a starter role too earlier in the season, and she's showing Coach Stolfer why she deserves that spot for sure.
Now the Bombers trying to make something happen out of a play from nothing. It gets over by Costa there. Now, over on the far left side, McCarthy gets blocked there by who other than Graper. Once again, showing her name again. Graper once again. Almost had it one more time, but Umlauf does get it over. Gonzalez Abreu almost blocked there by Umlauf. McCarthy gets it over. One more time. Rejects the assist. Sayer now getting her name into this. Back over Graper. Almost blocked there. Hit up. McCarthy gets it over slightly. What an incredible rally we're having here. Graper one more time, just out of bounds.
You know, it's
and
a
the point will go to William Smith Herons. Wow.
Just a shame that a rally like that had to end in an error, but you knew the point was being defined with that one. Graper squared up to the ball and was ending the rally there no matter what.
Well, I'm glad you broke that down for me, Devin. I was so lost in the action there. I felt like it was back and forth for what seemed like almost an hour. Sayer with the serve error there. So the point will go back to the Bombers. A little more uneventful than that last possession we just saw. And we'll see Gonzalez Abreu on the serve. She gets that one over. Over to the left side, McCarthy can't get a good leg on it, but it will go down for the kill. Looks like she almost tripped and fell on that one, but the point will go to the Herons.
Casa trying to get an arm under it. Couldn't do so. And The lead that was 7 is now 5, but the Bombers still seem to have control of the game.
Over to the left side. Blocked there. Couldn't get it down. We'll see Claus once again. And no one on that far left side for the Herons. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication. And also, no blocks could get down for the Herons. So, Claus will take the good kill there. Now up to almost 100 on the season. Looking at 97 right now. Graper with the serve. Up in the air over to McCarthy on the left side. And that one is a point for the Bombers. That spike by McCarthy will just go a little bit outside. Now 14-7 for the Bombers.
Just barely. And Claus sitting at, like you said, 98 kills on the season right now. That was her second on the day earlier. Just 2 more until she reaches those triple digits.
And name we haven't heard too much of today. Hope Dolan getting that one down. Now making it a 6-point game for the Herons. She'll come out of this one, however, making her name known. Sydney Fernandez will now be on the serve. The 5-foot sophomore, over 1 foot and 5 inches shorter than her teammate in Lindsay Umloff. Now over to McCarthy on the left side. That one goes way over. A little too much mustard on that one. And now it'll be a 15-8 Bombers game. Back over on the Bomber side, we will have, that'll be number 14, Maddie Cox, the freshman, going to serve this one.
She's been really solid on the year.
We'll also see Anaya Prince come into the game for the first time. See what she can do here in this one. Wham off, straight down to Marin Hunt. Not too sure what the call was there. Maybe it was a netting violation. However, they will be rewarded with the point. Now 15-9. An incredible job there by Marin Hunt getting that one down. She may be a problem for the rest of this game.
Just a ton of power on that hit there, and shows why you win the point when you can set up good.
Sayer on the left side. A little bit of Scott Sterling action there from Claus. Claus taps it over but can't get it down. The PCI was just a little bit off there. A little bit of MLB The Show reference for you guys out there. 15-10 now. Bombers lead by 5. We'll have McCarthy one more time.
Thought you were more of a Super Sluggers guy.
I do love me some Super Sluggers. Always in the great Justin Antonisi's drum. It's a shame we can't be on this broadcast with us. And that'll be looks like a carry on the Bombers. Now 15-11 for the Herons and Devon. I could talk about Mario Super Sluggers all day long. I was talking about it with some of the guys earlier. Justin Antonucci did go 1-0 on the day, so got to give props where props is due.
I thought he lost to Smitty, but, you know, there's some up and downs there that I'm not exactly sure of. The
Rejects the assist again. Koopman gets swatted there. Koopman tries to get over again, and the block by Sayer and Marin Hunt will prove to be incredible there, as it is now a 3-point game in favor of the Bombers still. But William Smith is coming back in this one. It feels like I just blinked, and all of a sudden, the Herons are back in this one, Devin.
A lot of momentum building for the Herons right now. They've been solid in this second set, and right as we say that, it comes out with a service error. But either way, the Bombers going to need to kind of take control, which they lost at recent time. But we'll see. I still believe the Bombers will come out victorious here in this set, but just a little bit of a momentum shift, if you will.
Benedict on the serve, up in the air. Over on the Bomber side, Koopman gets it over, but it will go out of bounds. You can see Koopman on that kill, or I guess kill attempt, looked a little bit nervous, seeing that the 2 blockers came in and was familiar with their game, and I guess just tried to get it a little bit over and was unsuccessful there. Now 16-13 for the Bombers. The serve will be in the hands of, I believe that is Kenise Johnson. Haven't seen her today. Koopman just taps that one over, as she is already so close, standing 6 foot in all to the net, and gets that one over. Now 17-13. And she'll come out of this one.
Great play by Koopman there. That is her 6th set of the night, just behind Gonzalez Abreu for the most on the team so far.
Great dig there. Wham off to Sayer. The 1-2 connection, Kobe to Shaq, gets down like no other. We've seen a lot of wham off to Sayer today, Devin.
That we have, and don't be expecting anything less for the remainder of this game.
And a great eye there by Ellie Benedict, letting that one go out of bounds. Incredible job there. Now 18-14 for the Bombers. Now we'll see Miller on the serve. That one dug out there. Ella Graper having none of it.
Just doesn't even need a set to get the kill down. Does it there solo, and the Bombers at 19.
See, that was my famous move when I played volleyball in high school during gym class. When that ball was sent right to me, send it right down. Don't even worry about the next play. Now on the left side, Montagna gets that one over Gonzalez Abreu for the point. That's an incredible matchup we should be seeing a lot more of. Also, we're seeing Marin Montagna come back into this one a little bit more. She's had a few errors in this set already, but coming alive when it matters. Now we'll see Sayer on the serve. Stepped over the line there. Sayer will give up a free point to the Bombers, and they are just 5 points away from taking the set and being up 2-0 early in this match. Gonzalez Abreu on the serve. She'll get that one over. Sayer and Molinaric with a bit of the miscommunication there. Sayer trying to play a little bit of hero ball there, and that gets them in trouble.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication. They were both trying to go for it. That's why you have to solo out, and they'll not make that mistake again.
Montagna back with the response. And you know, Devin, everyone wants the sauce, but right now, Marin Montagna does have the recipe. Her kills have been lethal in this further part of set number 2. And we'll see Macy Molinaric on this serve. Up to Ella Graper. Sorry, a little bit of a fake there. That was to Naomi Kloss. Even faked me out there. That'll be point number 23 there for the Bombers. Another incredible hit there by Klobbs. We've seen a lot of her in this second set.
99 points now for Claus, and she is right there. The Bombers up 23-16, only 2 before they can close this out. And Ella Graper with a nice service ace. We saw that a lot in their earlier match against St. Lawrence. I believe she had 6 service aces in that one alone.
She did have that dog in her that game and has it once again. Second service ace back-to-back. Whatever Ella Graper is cooking back there is working, as the Bombers find themselves just 1 point away from taking this one. Very reminiscent to the last set when the Bombers did take that one 25-16. Can Ella Graper get it done here for the Bombers? Only time will tell. McCarthy trying to get that one down, cannot. And the fake there by, I believe that was Koopman. Sorry, no, that'll be number 14, Maddie Cox. That gets that one down on the fake kill there. Bombers will take set number 2, 25-16, and just like the Texas Rangers, be up 2-0 in the series. Devin, what did you see in that second set?
You know, ended in style. Maddie Cox has had a couple of those today. Just the fake set and going into the kill attempt, gets away with it there once again. The Bombers win that one 25-16, just one better than they did in the set previous. And listen, this is the only thing with this team here is that William Smith has battled adversity before. If you go back to October 7th against Clarkson, they lost the first 2 sets, 16-25, 11-25, then crawled their way all the way back to win the third set 26-24, fourth set 25-22, and the last set 25-10. So we're talking about worse losses than we've seen today against Clarkson, right? They're easily able to come back into this one, and there's no way the Bombers should be in a position where they're all confidence and not anything to worry about.
Well, the good thing about this Bombers team is that they are so deep. So if players are playing more nonchalantly, is kind of going with the flow, you have players like, we haven't even seen Wesley Slavin
Not even
play
once.
today.
Not even once. And
she's one of those guys, just like Maddie Cox, that can make that fake play to end anything. And we saw her when we commentated our last game. She was everywhere on the volleyball court. She had aces. She had digs. She had assists. She had kills. What couldn't she do? And she hasn't even played. She hasn't stepped a foot in this court today.
I don't think she needs to, right? The Bombers are being pretty steady right now, and she's one of the best setters on this team. But we'll talk about the depth that they have as well. They're Cox, Miller, and Slavin are all getting minutes generally at that setting position, and you can really go with any one of them and not be too far poor. So I would expect the Bombers to continue their momentum, but once again, don't count the Herons out.
Yeah, it should be a great set number 3. Can't count the Herons out. However, Ithaca has been dominant, like they have been all year on offense. Just looking at the numbers coming into this game, 13th in kills per set in the country, 18th in hitting percentage, 21st in assists per set. Want to get you more technical look at the Liberty League, as is a Liberty League matchup. They lead the Liberty League in points and points per set. They lead the Liberty League in kills and hitting percentage. They lead in kills and kills per set. They're second in solo blocks and first in blocks allowed. And that's just all their offense stats. I could talk about all their defensive stats, but I don't want to bore everyone at home. I think they'd rather hear us talk about this next set that's about to happen soon. Or maybe even Mario Super Sluggers. That happens in Nucha's room.
That's true. I think we can get a good amount of listeners on that. So picking it up here in the third set, the Bombers looking to close this one out. On the floor for them is Prince, Koopman, Gonzalez, Abreu, Graper, Cox, Benedict, and to top it off, senior captain Julia Costa. On the other side, we have Whamoff, Umlauf, Molinaric, Sayre, looks like Hunt in there, and then Montagna, as well as McCarthy.
And a name that hasn't come up on the stat sheet too much in this game, we have to talk about it for a second. Julia Costa has looked incredible today. I feel like she's done a great job just monitoring every situation that's happening today in every single set. She does play in the back line, so her name won't be thrown out there as much, but you can tell how crucial she has been to this Bombers team so far today.
Currently with 7 digs on the day, 3.96 is her average, so by her standards, she's having a poor game. She digs this one, so now she's on track. Gonzalez Abreu going for the kill, finding the backside, dug out by the Herons. Now it's Sayre. This one kept up in the air. Set by Cox. Gonzalez Abreu again. A good save by Costa. And they keep it up. Umlauf with the soft touch, and Cox once again giving it to Prince. This one dug out, still in the air. A great rally so far. Montagna, soft touch, dug out by Gonzalez Abreu. Now back to her for the kill attempt. There she goes. Nobody able to stop her there. The block straight through the hands of Umlauf and Montagna. And the Bombers up 1-0 to start this third set out.
And once again, you're seeing how important Maddie Cox is to this team.
Certainly, and Koopman with an easy kill there. The ball came straight to her. Nobody down below her, so just hit it down and secure the point. The Bombers at 2.
And now, Devin, this is just looking a lot like the last 2 sets. Maybe the Bombers have a free third one here and can walk out of this one 3-0.
Sayre, soft touch, dug out by Costa. Now it's Cox trying to give it here to Koopman, going backside a bit too hard. So the reign of Julia Costa on the service line is ended for now, and it'll be, Malia Sayre.
Gone but not forgotten. Julia Costa has been incredible just for these first 3 points alone.
Graper with a dig. Gonzalez Abreu trying to keep it up. Costa gets it over. Dug out by Molinaric. Now setting, going for it. Blocked by Graper.
Well, as I like to say, Ella Graper was due for a block shortly. We saw a bunch in the middle and early blocks in the second set, and we're seeing it once again. She is making her name known.
Dug out by Sayre after the Miller serve, so keeping it up is the Bombers. Set by Cox. It's going to be Gonzalez Abreu on the hit attempt. Good job there by the libero of Molinaric, and Sayre is going to hit that one just a bit too far and give it back to the Bombers. 4-1 your score here in the third set.
Ellie Benedict just does a great job in that back line, detecting when the ball is and isn't going to go out. I feel like she makes the read perfectly every single time.
This one again just a bit too far from the Herons.
And that read wasn't as hard.
So Peyton Miller with her third straight service line attempt here, and she's been, I believe, phenomenal on the year. 24 service aces, 4 service errors. As far as ratio goes, there's nobody better on the hardwood. Dug out by Miller. Just goes over the net. Benedict there to help. So now it's Montagna trying for it. Benedict lets it go by, and it's a poor decision by her because it stays in bounds. Now 5-2, and stepping up to the service line is Molinaric.
Well, if for the Herons, you need that one so desperately. All of your hits have just been going a little too outside, so great job there by the Herons.
Now Cox with the service, the set to Gonzalez Abreu. She didn't like it, so she'll just set it over. Now Costa going to give it here to Gonzalez Abreu. This one straight down. It's when an unstoppable force meets a very movable object there. The ball goes straight into the hands, and that's a little physics equation for you right there. F equals MA. She hits it hard enough, and no response from the block attempt of the Herons. Dug out by Costa, kept in the air here by Cox. Now Montgomery, who thrives in third sets, hits it over. She has it still in the air, but Graper and nobody else but her to shoot it right back down. And a timeout by the Herons as the Bombers are up 7-2. We'll be back in just a moment to pick up play here in the third set on the Ithaca Athletics stream. Back here in Ben Light Gymnasium, Bombers 7, Herons 2. As Gonzalez Abreu has the ball on the service line coming off a timeout from William Smith. They're ready to go here, trying to be a little bit more competitive than they were in these first 9 points. Dug out by Molinaric. Keeping it here for the early point is Hunt. Good set by Whamoff, and they get their points early after the timeout.
And getting a ball past someone as good as Julia Costa is something you don't see every day, so you got to give credit to the Herons on that one, getting it by Julia Costa there.
Costa with now 9 digs on the match so far. Here's Fernandez for the serve. Dug out by Clem as she tries to keep her balance, so Montgomery will have it here, and just a bit too low. Finds the top part of the net, and the ball will continue with the possession of Fernandez. Miller digs it out, kept in the air by Cox. Montgomery with a soft set, trying to find the back there. Molinaric. Fernandez digs it out. Once again is Whamoff. Now Sayre, a bit outside, had the spin on it too. So the Bombers now have it with the score at 8-4.
I'm not going to lie, I was very confused on that last hit there. I could not tell where the ball was going. It had a very interesting spin on it.
Whamoff with the set, going for it is the Herons. Montgomery with a double tap there, and she gets away with it. Traps it between Hunt and the net. And 9-4 is your score. Graper with it once again. We saw 2 or so service aces earlier from her in this one. And as I say that, it's a service error. You got to call me out on that. Make sure I don't do that.
Devin, I got to say, your commentator curse today has been unbeatable. It's almost like Nick Castellanos when something bad happens in the world.
Jalen McCarthy here on the near side for the serve. Dug out by Costa. Now Cox going for it. Gives it to Montgomery. Still in the air. Prince helps it out. And after she gives it up, a miscommunication between Peyton Miller And Sammy Clem, nobody wanted to go for it, finds the ground. And 9-6 your score. A solid timeout, it seems, by William Smith. So now she gets it once again. McCarthy, dug out by Clem, goes over the net and hits it straight down. Hunt there for it.
And Hunt won that match there between her and Maddie Cox. Cox has done a great job today so far in that Ithaca lineup. So, great win there for the Herons.
Here she is again. Clem gets it up. Cox set to Montgomery. Soft touch is easily recovered, and the fake set attempt by Whamoff is unsuccessful. As they get the serve back, it'll be Maddie Cox back on the service line. And seem to be in okay position here.
It just looked like that. Whamoff did not have that in her arsenal.
And there is Sayre. So as the Bombers go for the block, it was Jamie Koopman. They could not come down with a 10-8 now, closing in on what could be a competitive third set.
Especially with their trump card in Umlauf right in that middle.
Kenzie Johnson here. Dug out by Clem, set by Cox. Going for it is Montgomery. Had the power on it, but it's still in the air. Whamoff to Sayre. That one just a bit too far out. Good vision by Sammy Clem to let it go by as the Bombers get to 11. Back on it is Benedict. Like we said earlier, most service aces on the team to this point. 33 on the year.
And only 22 service errors. Looking at that, I think one of the only people on this Ithaca Bombers team with a positive service ace to error ratio. So she is just incredible in that back line.
This one finding it just over the net, set by Whamoff. Now Sayre with a soft touch. Gonzalez Abreu there. Cox with the backward set. They'll call her for the double touch. And it'll go back to the Herons.
And the Montgomery curse was going to come into play eventually. She did have the double tap on the far left side of the court earlier when she was noted for the kill, so it was due.
Costa with the difficult dig. Benedict there. Now Gonzalez Abreu. A good find. Didn't even know where she was going to place it. Just kind of hit it, keep it in possession, and might as well get a point doing it.
Gonzalez Abreu. Haven't talked about her enough today. Or maybe we have. She has been on fire for every single set, it seems like. Hasn't had a bad one yet.
10 sets on the night so far, and she'll have the block attempts here. Koopman there to save it. And finds the back line. Gonzalez Abreu with a pinpoint precision to rise the Bombers to 13.
Better be careful, Devin, because we clearly have a sniper in the building. What a hit there by Gonzalez Abreu.
Here's Whamoff to Montagna. And the blocks once again by Graper and Koopman. When those two are on the front lines, you can't do much. Koopman with #1 on the team in blocks, and of course Graper second. So those are your two biggest threats on that defensive front. So now we'll go back to Julia Costa. Julia Costa, Bombers up 4-9. She'll find the service attempt in the back left, dug up by Molinaric. Now Sayre trying to go for it. And another broadcaster's curse from Devin Jarvis there. The block attempt by the likes of Graper and Koopman fall unsuccessful.
Once again, Devin, once again.
So it's Sayre on the near side for the serve. 14-10 your score. Hitting it over on the far side from her. Set from Cox. Graper finds the back corner. It seems like precision is through the air with these front line hitters, as both her and Gonzalez Abreu have had some just phenomenal kills in the past few points.
And Devin, what a better time for the pinpoint accuracy to come now in this third and final set when the Bombers try to close this one out. Obviously didn't get it there from Miller, but still, you got to appreciate what Gonzalez Abreu and Ella Graper have been able to do in this third set.
Macy Molinaric on the serve after the Bombers lose that point, and she'll get the service ace. Kind of thought it was going to come a little further. Peyton Miller and Julia Costa laughing it off, but the lead is only 3.
Sometimes you have to allow yourself in those situations.
Costa digs it out. A tough set here going for Gonzalez Abreu, still in the air. Great effort by Cox. Gonzalez Abreu going to the other side. Dug out by Molinaric. Set by Whamoff. Hunt tries for it and gets it. Just understands the positioning of the defense and takes advantage of it.
I'm going to go back to your spike ball reference for a second there. Ellie Benedict doing her best attempt to keep that one in the air, going for the one-hander behind the back. Magic Johnson-S just couldn't get it where she wanted to.
Cox serve to Graper. Yes, sir. Finds the back left once again. Has liked that spot for the past couple ones. And on comes Montgomery out for Benedict. So Gonzalez Abreu with the serve. Bombers up 16-13 here. And her serve just a bit too far. That'll be one of her 33rd. That'll be her 34th, I believe, on the entire year as far as those service errors. But Coach Schulford looking to try call a timeout. I don't know what the play is, though. And that it'll be a timeout from Coach Dolfer as he'll convene for his first timeout of the night. And 16-4 your score here on the Ithaca Athletics Network. We're going to send it to a quick break and be back in just a moment. And picking it up here, Bombers up 16-14. It'll be Fernandez on the serve for the Herons. And at 5 feet tall, she's one of the shorter players on this roster, and it's still kept up in the air by Molinaric. Soft touch by the Herons, and trying to keep it up, Montgomery with the kill.
I wish this game was more out of reach so I could tell one of my funnier height stories that I had when I worked in Batavia for the Muck Dogs. One of the players on the team was not happy that I apparently got his height incorrect. Shout out to Trey Bacon if he somehow listens to this.
Molinaric with the set, going for the kill is the Herons. Kept up by Graper and Prince, but it'll be against the Bombers, a foul called. So Costa subs in, Graper out, and on the floor is Prince, Montgomery, Cox, Miller, Clem, and Costa.
I feel like this is one of the closest sets at least we've seen so far.
And Clem trying to get the dig, doesn't get it to go. 17-16, a real close match here in the middle of the third set at Ben Light Gymnasium. So Jalen McCarthy here for the serve. Set up by Cox. Going for it is Montgomery with the open space kill. Gets it to go. Miller coming out, Koopman coming in. The Bombers have the 2-point lead.
Montgomery showing right there why she was a 2022 Liberty League All-Mention player.
And now it's Sayre, kept up by Costa. Going for it is Cox, back to Montgomery. And a good block by the likes of Whamoff and Hunt. 18-17, a real close one as Umlauf comes back into the game, as well as Johnson.
And right there, I feel bad for Samantha Clem's knees. I know she took a tough dive right there on the court. Those hardwoods are unforgiving, Devin.
That they are. Kept up by Montgomery here for her kill attempt. Finds it between Umlauf and the net. So itching closer toward that 20 mark, sitting at 19. Herons at 17, very close to what could be the final set. Benedict back on the service line for the Bombers.
Surprised Umlauf didn't get to that last kill attempt there by Montgomery. You'd think at the height of 6'6", you'd have more than just one block on the game. We saw it earlier in that first set, so shocking we didn't see that more often in this game.
Here's Benedict with just a little bit too much power on that one. So the Herons, who have yet to have a tie or the lead in this third set, have the chance with this point. Set over by Whamoff, dug out by Costa. Keeping it up in the air is for Gonzalez Abreu, and she shuts it down. Kill good there from her. Bombers up 20-18.
And that dig attempt there by Jalen McCarthy may have just been the momentum killer. Looked at that one, even may have traveled out of bounds if not hit.
Costa here. Whamoff keeps it up. Now Montagna trying for it. And it's a double hit from the Bombers. So back to the possession of the Herons, and once again a chance to tie it here at 20. Almost nobody better on the service line you could want on that Herons team. You've got Sayre ready to go. This one kept up by Benedict. Now from Cox to Koopman. Still in the air. Whamoff with it. Costa trying to return. Going for it is Koopman once again. Just a bit outside. 20-20. Tied up here late in the third set. And the Bombers feeling the pressure.
If there's ever a time to tie the game for the Herons, it is now. Especially when you're down 2-0 back against the wall.
Cox giving it to Graper. Goes out, and the Bombers regain the lead. Koopman subs out. Miller coming in. And just 4 points until the Bombers can close this one out. Peyton Miller ready for it on the near side for the serve. Goes far side with it. Kept up by Molinaric. Whamoff with it. Now to Montagna. A great dig by Miller, and soft touch from Gonzalez Abreu to put it away there. 3 to go. The Bombers that close, and a timeout by the Herons. 22-20 your score. We'll send it to a quick break and bring it back for what could be the last segment of the game. And back here on the Ithaca Athletics Network, the Bombers just 3 points away from improving themselves to a 5-0 Liberty League record. Miller with the serve. Sayre digs it out. Going for it is Whamoff. And now Montagna trying to keep it up. A kill attempt there. Soft touch from Gonzalez Abreu. Hustle from the Herons. Here on the other side is McCarthy. Keeps it in and brings them to 21.
And McCarthy with the earlier unfortunate attempted dig that was failed. Now bringing your team back into this one, just a 1 point game. It could see the first game go into extra points.
Molinaric here for Graper. And can't ask for much more power than that. Just a dominating force on the front line. 2 more points till the Bombers secure the match.
I feel like you could almost feel Benlight Gymnasium shake after that one. The sheer power Graper possesses is unmatched on this court right now.
Gonzalez Abreu with the serve. Kept up by Wemoff. Here is McCarthy. A dig by Costa, diving for it, but just not able to keep it in. So 23-22 now, the most competitive set we've seen by far.
Miller running into the athletic trainer table right there and shakes it off like a champ. She is back in that defensive row, ready for the next point. You gotta love to see the energy.
Here's Fernandez on the near side with the serve. It's going to Gonzalez Abreu, set by Cox. Montgomery, and a double touch against the Bombers. So tied at 23, and it's coming down to the wire here at Ben Light Gymnasium in the third set.
And those double taps have been killing the Bombers all game. Hopefully they can clean it up right now.
Fernandez with the serve once again. Montgomery trying for it. Gets it to go. Bombers at match point.
And Devin, if the Bombers do get the point here, this will be the second time we have called the game together, and the Bombers win 3-0 on the match.
Coincidence? I think not. Bombers ready to close it out here. Trying for it is McCarthy. And a perfect touch to find the back line. 24-24. The Herons hanging on by a thread.
And now the commentator's curse coming to my side. What's going to happen here? Now going further than the 25.
McCarthy with the serve. Goes out. Bombers once again at match point. Koopman will come in. Miller out. But bolster the defense on the front line and get ready to go. Cox here ready to go on the serve. And that she does. Going for it is Montagna, keeping it up in the air. Julia Costa finding the back line, and just a bit too much power from Koopman.
Koopman had the chance to get the game there. However, like that first set, just a little too much power. Just got to keep it down.
Now it's Johnson, 25 all. Ready to close this one out if they can. Going straight over the net. And an easy kill for Sayre. Nothing you can do there in the first time since the first set. The Herons have the lead. Set point for the Herons. Johnson with the serve on the far side. Dug out by Gonzalez Abreu, set. And Koopman off the chest of Johnson, still in the air. Another set from Cox going for it as Montgomery gets the kill. Still in it are the Bombers. 26-26, and Montgomery ready to serve.
And I just feel so bad for Kenzie there. Oh, my God. 2 shots straight to the dome.
Kenzie Johnson was feeling it on that one. And now Sayre dug out by Costa on her hit attempt. Going for it is Koopman. Still in the air. Molinaric gets it. So now McCarthy trying to get it over, way out of bounds. The Bombers at match point.
And now McCarthy feeling a little bit of the pressure here at Ben Light Gymnasium. And we could see the dagger right here.
Montgomery to close it out. Set from Wemoff. Sayre gets the kill. 27 all. The block attempt unsuccessful. Places it perfectly. And it's still back and forth. Nobody's won a consecutive point in 9 attempts. So it's dug out by Montgomery. Cox keeps it in the air, as well as Costa. Now Sayre with a Cox dig going for it. With a Costa dig going for it was Gonzalez Abreu. Off the hands, missed touch. And now match point once again. Julia Costa on the serve.
Swats out for Ella Graber here in the middle.
On the year. Kept up. Wemoff going for it. Now is Sayre with the soft touch. Diving for it was Cox. Costa with the set to Gonzalez Abreu. Doesn't get it in. Just inches out on the back line. And barely missing it on that one.
And what is going on here, Devin? It has just been a back-and-forth rally like we're at a tennis match.
28-28 your score. Sayre here on the serve. Just out of bounds. They watch it go past. A risky effort from Montgomery that pays off. So now it's Koopman. 29-28 your score. Bombers could close it out here with the 30th point. Still in the air, McCarthy. Sayre going to hit it over, and the error from anybody on the Heron squad. You would not expect it from Sayre. Takes her eyes off the ball, and that does it here from Ben Light Gymnasium. Wow, what a third set, 30-28 to close it out, and the Bombers improve to 17-4. On the other side, it's the Herons who downgrade to 10-8. What a match, Alec.
Well, Devin, if the match is going to end some type of way, I would not have thought it would be in the hands of one of the